Mary Elizabeth, thanks for joining us. I just wanted to ask you about your own vocation story. When did it all start and begin for you?
The strange thing is, I'm not from a very Catholic family. My mum was a lapsed Catholic, but my dad is an atheist. So we didn't have much religion in my family at home. I was baptised a Catholic because my parents had a mixed marriage and they promised that they would bring any children up as Catholics. But I wasn't taken to church after my baptism until I was 6. An aunt took me to Mass, and from then on I went every Sunday with her. And really grew from there. A relationship with our Lord grew from that. My father said when I was about 6, that child will be a nun or an actress. And it's prophetic, really. Though at home there was no religious books, didn't read the Bible, we didn't have a crucifix on the wall or anything, but I had this thirst inside me for something spiritual, and I used to pray. I used to have a little, when I was sort of 7, my dad built me a little altar in my bedroom with little tacky little pictures of Our Lady and statues on it, and I had a real personal relationship with Our Lady. And I think that's where my vocation developed from, because Carmel is Mary's order. And I would say possibly the calling went back to that relationship with Our Lady. Though I didn't know about contemplative life, I was setting my goal on getting a degree and being an active nun, teaching in an active order. And then somebody at St Mary's College in Middlesbrough introduced me to Carmel in Reading. And I entered there when I was 19, straight from my A-levels, and I've been here now 17 years in Carmel. My first Carmel closed in 1999 and came up to Darlington, back to the northeast, and I've been here since then.
Great, excellent. And of course we have there's been a very famous Carmelite for relics, St Terese, been touring the country recently. Why do you think St Terese is such a good role model for any young person discerning a vocation?
St Terese has got a universal call to holiness. She wasn't one of those saints who did heroic deeds or something unimaginable. What she did was very ordinary, but she did it very well with lots of love. Doing extraordinary things with love. That was her message. And she also had an insight into her own weakness. And so she shows us a little way of reaching God, God who is all merciful and compassion. We don't have to do great things, we just have to do small things with love. And that appeals to a lot of people who may be put off by saints who were ascetic or martyrs. She had a hidden life in the Carmelite Lisieux. She died when she was 24. She spent only 9 years in Carmel and was able to, really aspire to the heights of holiness through a little way of confidence and love in God.
That's great, yeah. And now one of your charisms in your community is you pray for vocations and you pray for priests. Why do you think that's so important, and what fruit have you seen from those prayers?
Well, our life is a life of faith and not of sight, and sometimes we don't see the fruits of our prayers, and that's difficult. But then again, most of the sisters pray for the priests within the diocese that they came from, the diocese within which their Carmel is situated now. And then we also pray for vocations to priesthood and to religious life. All the little sacrifices and offerings of every day are offered for the priests and the prelates of the church, especially theologians and missionaries. St Therese, she's patroness of the missions precisely because she said that she offered within her own life, within the confines of the convent, everything for the missionaries. One time she was too ill to even walk, and one of the sisters said, "Oh, slow down, Therese, save your energy." And she said, "No, I think of the missionary who maybe is worn out through his labours, and I offer the next step for him." So although we don't do great things, we don't go out to teach or to nurse the sick, our life is one of continual prayer and offering up to the Father on behalf of the whole church the many needs of the people who were suffering.
That's great, yeah, no, thank you. And sister, just my last question. Do you ever wake up some mornings and just wish you could put on a different dress?
No, it's very easy actually, because it's brown or brown. No, I think sometimes it'd be nice, I suppose, to see a little bit more colour, but it saves a lot of hassle, it really does. And the other thing is that we wear this veil and the special headpiece, the toque, and so you don't have to worry about hair or putting your mousse or your gel on. You just throw on the veil and you can be off.
Sister Mary Elizabeth, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.